The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay, welcome everybody to the weekly Noyantis User Group meeting. Today is the 26th of November 2018. As always, if anyone's got any queries or questions or ideas, then please feel free to type them in the questions box or raise your hand, and we'll get the mics open and we'll cover the content. Now, put a few emails in this week on various different things. Some I've I've had a chance to read, and some I haven't actually. So apologies on that if I've not got back to you. It's been a pretty busy time of late, which is good, of course. There was an update to the report control. So while I'm waiting for questions and ideas and so on to come in, I'll give you a quick weekly update. So there was a new release of the report control approximately 1 hour ago, maybe a couple of hours ago, something like that. So very, very recent. It is version 4.06. Let's just take a quick look. Where do we go? There we go. Version 4.6. And in this release, you'll see basically I'll quickly cover the actual content of these now so you can see them in action and hopefully give feedback on them and so on. And basically it's the block clash or the block conflicts, if you will. The strategies have been enhanced. So now you've got, instead of just allow and disallow, you've got allow with a warning, and you've got the new allow with the child row, and it will automatically add and remove and so on and so forth. So worth me quickly going through that with you just to show you that in action. And then there was a bug fix. I don't know if you remember a few weeks ago, Jesper raised a particular problem where he was adding a row using the group structure as a data structure, so you can get the data very quickly into a row. But that did pose a problem with the save and restore. In fact, Jesper's just joined us now, which is great. I've just seen him join, add to the list. So basically, the update is now available. I'd forgot to actually add it to our actual product database, the new version, so you wouldn't be able to install it. But if you do re-download and attempt to run it now, install it, you should be good to go. So let me quickly cover the things that's in this report control, and then I'll tell you a couple of things which are immediately going straight into dev. Got some other fixes to do as well, but there's some other things which are going straight into dev as well on the report control. So the first one is, we'll just run this because it should be here. And what this is all to do with the clashing, if you will, where you adding a block in the track bar mode of the report control, and you're going to have a conflict. Now, the report control maintains two queues in the background for you, with plenty of queues actually, but it maintains two queues should you ever want to query that data immediately. One is the queue of blocks that have been defined. So we can see here there's 4 blocks, and there are. And if we go moving these around, you should see this changes. So that's position 4, length of 6. If I was to resize that, it's 4 for 14. So that's just basically a view on the internal queue. So you can get to that queue anytime you like and manipulate it should you need to. Well, query it really. So that's the block definition. And then the second queue, which it also maintains, is a block clash queue. So let's just have a look at what strategy we've currently got this set to. Not that one. On this one. Just won't be a second, just waiting for it. Okay, so track view. And yes, we've got the allow with child row, allow, display a warning, and do not allow. So a simple allow basically will just allow your users you via your code to basically add blocks, clashes. So for example, if I add 1 start at position 1 here on this row for a length of 4. There it is. And we've got our new block. And there it is. It's on that record. It's on that row. 1 for 4. Now, if I was to add a second, basically now we've got 2 blocks, both at 1, both for 4, which of course is technically incorrect because they can't both take the same space up. So it's added a record automatically to the block clash queue, telling you that that block is clashing. If I was to then move that block, it takes it, obviously, I've now confirmed where it is because I've just moved it. Here it is, I've moved it across to position 23, 4, and it's taken it out of the clash queue because it's no longer clashing with anything. So that's in, and you always have that. That's in its very raw format, if you will. Actually, you already had that, but there was an issue. It wasn't updating the clash queue correctly. So now that's been corrected. Other strategies we've got is deny, whereas it just won't let you add it. So I'll very quickly show that as well. It's pretty self-explanatory, I'll be honest with you, but we'll quickly show it for demonstration purposes. So we say 1 for 4. Yes, try it again. And of course, it's not going to do it because we've told it to deny any clashes. We don't want any. Then we come to the allow with a warning message. Is basically just allows you to. It still allow it, but it automatically puts a warning message up for you, which you can then put here. You can see you've got a title and the actual message itself. It's just an automated way of putting a message up, should you want it to. I can demonstrate it, but it is literally just that. The one we're really after is this, the allow add child row. So there's a bit of work gone into this, and if I say so myself, it works pretty good. So we're going to stick with this same one, this row. We've got 1, and this row happens to be have an ID called rec 001. Could be anything you want, but for the demonstration purposes, I've just created a rec 001, a rec 002, so on and so forth. So I'm going to add 1 for 4, and there is our block. Perfect, just what we wanted. I'm going to add it again, maybe 2 for 5, let's say. Okay, now just as we did with the allow, it's added the block. It's told us that it's on a particular row. It's position 2 for 4, and it's got a clash. So our clash queue is telling us that that block is clashing. That's incorrect, if you will. And you can see what it's done with the record ID. Sorry, the row ID. Because it's created a brand new row for you, it internally actually still knows that it does belong truly to rec 001, this ID. But it puts on the end square brackets and then padded out with 4, up to 4 characters, 4 numerics, the clash number, if you will. So we can see here that 1. If I was to add again, we can see here it's added another clash. So here's our child rows, which have been created. Now we've got 2 clashes, of course. If I was to move these around, it's still a clash because it's still clashing and so on. I'll pull this now and I shall put it here. Hey presto, that has now disappeared, and that's now been married up to the proper record that it's on. And then we do that, and the tree, and the row automatically has disappeared. It will do that automatically. So if we was to put that there, the child row has automatically disappeared. So because it created it automatically, it's got the rights to remove it automatically as well. So that's move that over there. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take that a little smaller, and then we'll put that up there. And what we've just ended up with, no child rows, so no clashes, nothing in the clash queue, and of course, this reflecting the current state of play. So we've got block at 32, which I presume is over there. Yeah, block 4. That is really the block clashing, if you will. Any questions or any ideas or further enhancements which you would want. It's out there now. You can download, as I say, 406. As always, any ideas or further enhancements, or it'd be great if it automatically did this for you. Then let's discuss them, and we'll do it accordingly. So that was the first change, and the next one was to do with the priming of the group. Let me just open quickly. Everything completed. There we go. Save, restore. So for this example, quickly compile. What was happening on this is we're calling a method called add row, and it takes a group structure, which is the fastest way. Basically, let me just get rid of the save layouts on that. Won't be a second. It's just easier to demonstrate. Okay, so get rid of that, and I'm just going to. There's a table called saved lay. You can call yours, of course, anything you like. It's just for demonstration purposes. But I shall just remove that. Okay. So from a design point of view, it's designed to say, okay, show these by default. Let's have a couple more. Let's have that on there, and maybe the scent. There you go. Okay. Now, that's still technically in the same order as it's been defined in the template. So in our code, I'll quickly show you the example. We have a structure, a group structure with the various different elements on it. And we can see from our report control, from a definition point of view, they are basically the importance, the class, which are these really, to be read, an attachment, a from, subject, received. So we should have a from, subject, received, size, checked, price, all the usual things that we expect. So that structure needs, if you're going to load via the group, that structure needs to basically replicate this structure here of your columns. Fine. So the problem was, if you had not changed, reordered the particular columns, and we added a row, and that's calling the add row with a primed up group structure, then you can see the from is going into the from, the subject is going into the subject, so on and so forth. If you had rearranged, let's say we put received there and the subject over there, so the column order, if you will, the column numbers are different. They're defined column 1, column 2, column 3. This would be something like column 6, column 4, so on and so forth. We try that same test again, and what was happening was basically the from would go into the received column, and the subject would go into the from column, and basically the data was getting mixed because the group structure is defined in one way. The report control on the screen is displaying in a different order. Now that's been fixed, so we can see the received is going to the received, the from is going to the from, subject, and so on and so forth. So that's the fix for that one. And the save and restore is a popular feature of the report control. So and the fastest way to get data in there is, of course, the ability to prime up a group. So I'm surprised it never really caught us beforehand. But anyway, you've got that. You've got that now. So that's 406, and it's available for download now. So yeah, have a play. Good luck. Coming up in 407 is basically the extra controls. So the enhancements to the data loading, which have been promised. So they are coming in 407. There's also the calling of your update forms. So basically, let's say, the equivalent of the insert, change, delete. So basically, if you're using data binding or if you're using manual loading like this and so on and so forth, you'll still be able to add our templates version of the insert change delete button. It will place the buttons on there for you and so on as you would with a standard Clarion browse. They will enable and disable depending on if you're on a record accordingly, so on and so forth. So all of that will be taken care of for you. But it will also prompt for the name, if you're using update forms, the name of an update form, should it want to call it. It will also prompt for the table and the key. The field, sorry, the table, the key in the field, to go and get your particular record for you. So the beauty of that is you might be using manually loaded, as we see here, or it might be data bound, straight to an ADO source. Well, you could do that. You might have your data coming from a SQL view, which is spans a few particular tables. But when you do the update form, you might want to just basically go and update one particular one record. Let's call it a customer record for argument's sake. So what it will do there is it will know which record you've highlighted, you've double clicked. If you press a change, it will then go and fetch that record, so it's in the file buffer, and then call the update form should you need to be able to call the update form. And so basically just replicating the insert change delete. So that is the changes that are in play almost immediately. So they'll be going into dev now. Any questions? No. Okay. It's all very quiet. I suppose it's a good thing. That's the updates out of the way then. Frank, thanks for the question. That's very good. We have content for today. Hi, Frank.
Hi, Andy. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, fine, thank you. Yes, good. Sorry, I think yours was one of the ones where you emailed us over the weekend.
But no problem. I told you not to worry about it. I knew it was the weekend, so.
Yes, fire away.
I've been working on command bars and I've been making progress. But one thing is I'm having problem with print setup. It's locking my computer no matter where I try it, and including the demo, the downloaded demo for command bars. I'm running Windows 7. Is there an issue with? I mean, I know this. Sometimes I get some things unique to my computer, and it doesn't work out on my customers. So,
not particularly on that one. I think somebody, in fairness, somebody else has actually raised that. Just trying to bring up the examples here, so it won't be a second.
Okay.
Just going to create the folder for today. Okay, so command bars. Let's take a look at that one. Now, ultimately, the command bars, when added to the app frame, do run technically on their own thread. Because you can't add controls, obviously, to the main application frame itself. Let me just make sure this is running 18.6. Are you, for the print setup, are you using the standard function on the actions?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Okay, so you defined a button or a control, called it print setup, and then you've got on the actions you can say like call a procedure, do this, do something code, manually do it yourself.
I put the standard print setup button.
That's okay, right? So I think I've got one on here. So print setup. No, that's just a regular print setup. Okay.
Okay, that's actually good. Same thing happens to me.
Yeah.
So.
No, that is good. Okay, so now let's just take one quick look. What's different? What's different between that one and mine? So I'm going to hide the Clarion. I'm going to unhide the Clarion standard menu, which is behind the scenes. You don't have to have a Clarion menu, by the way. This is purely for demonstrations.
Right.
So there's ours, but there's a Clarion one. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that print setup.
Well, I didn't even try that. I forgot.
So no, well, you shouldn't have to be honest. I'm just wondering why mine is not doing that then. Let's take a quick look at ours. So it's under here. Can't remember where I put it. Oh, there. File print setup. That's the Clarion one. There's ours. So it's been added. And we have got a standard action associated with it, which is standard print setup. Okay. Just wondering whether it's basically what not what thread, but I suppose what thread it's on. Just wondering if that's going to be the issue. Let me take a quick look for you.
Okay, thanks.
There's our print setup. So I'm going to go also let me just get my other control. It won't be a second. Just got the other monitor. Just come in handy.
Sure.
So we have a thing called perform standard action, and the print setup just does a self print setup. It's not. It literally just calls a standard. There's a print setup.
Yeah, the standard close works. I mean, I've
it's just calling the standard printer
I
dialog.
really haven't tried the others, but
Okay, let me take that out of the way. Won't be a second.
sure.
That's better try the page setup as well, actually, because I do introduce a. So there's print setup.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
it's not even getting to that.
Wow. Page setup suffer the same problem. And that'll be a yes. Okay. Well, I've got the class open at the side of me, so we'll put our code in the class. That's no problem. Right. So I'm doing something on the other screen. So basically, in our print setup, just gonna Bit of code in there. Wow, hang on a second. We're not. Hard to believe that we're not even getting to that.
It's strange.
Okay, we've got a new standard action. Okay. Oh, not that one. Ours. There we go. Print setup. What on earth is going on?
I see my exit works.
Little concerning. Okay, so on 2. We should expect to be. Okay. I have an idea on what it is.
Okay. If you can't do it now, that's good. Just
No.
put it on your long list.
No. Let's take a look. Okay, so. Okay, the thing I thought it was. It isn't. Typical. Right, okay. Interesting. It's a critical lock. Now, to be fair, I'm not updating the particular internal queue, and I'm not updating the internal queue, so I don't really need to apply the critical lock. And that's basically what it is. If we take that out now, better take out some of the other stuff. I'll just put messages in there as well. Won't be a second. That it won't affect just because of where it was. That would actually affect. No, it wasn't. It was just in there. That's okay. I thought it might affect other products.
Oh, there you go.
Except I thought I'd just taken that message out. No, it's okay. Okay, so file, print setup.
Oh, beautiful.
And let's try our page setup. And let's try. Usually have the things like cut, copy, and paste. So let's just try these. Make sure that they're actually still doing what they should be doing. So let's have that. I cut. So tell you that. Oh no, they're both read only, so I can't probably a bad example of that. that one, something like that. 1, 2. Not there read only as well. I think I've got another example with normal carrying entries on there. I'll check them. I'm sure they'll be fine. I'll check them. But yes, basically, it was a critical lock which was catching us out there. Can't believe that's never caused us before. But yes, he should be fine. I'll get that update out, and it won't just be the command bar. I better also check because the shortcut bar and the task panel all have the same functionality as well. So for those users who use standard functions like that on task panel and command bar, task panel and shortcut bar, there could well be an update to those as well. So apologies for that. You'll get an update. Might not be after today. It might be in the morning, but it's just
no rush.
It takes longer to build than it does to do the fix.
Understood. As long as it's on, like I said, on your list.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to do a production run on the software. I'm actually working on an upgrade for one of my commercial products from C6 to, well, I started C10, but now I think I jumped over to C11. So again, for me personally, whenever you get to it.
Yeah, no, it will be tomorrow. Yeah, be no problem on that.
Okay, great.
So.
I think that's it. Now with the updates, I just download them from your site, and what is that? Update to template?
Yeah, basically download. Download the new installer. Always download the very latest, and then go through the install process, and that will obviously install the very latest of that template. So this will be command bar, so on and so forth. But at the same time, it also let me just bring the classes in so you can see. It also does the common. There's basically 6 files, three to do with classes, and a couple to do with reg3com and the templates. So anytime like today, I uploaded a new report control. Obviously, I build the new report control installer, but I also at the end rebuild all of the installers just in case the common class, the core class, has been changed. So it doesn't really matter if you then go and re-download the shortcut bar afterwards, and there is no install order. You can do them in any order. The only golden rule you have is you can do them in any order as long as you're always using the latest versions. Don't use older ones.
Okay. Not a critique or anything, just letting you know that when I downloaded from your website, when I relicensed, your copy to clipboard didn't work on it. Again, I put them in a separate file, so it's good. It's good for me. It's not going to bother me. I just
it used to, and then different browsers started changing the security, if you will. So Google went first and said you're not allowed access to the clipboard, and I think Edge has now killed it, and the functionality is more or less dead in the water. Although I was on yes, I know. I mean, it's a good thing. But I was on a website the other day where it did. I was using Avast Safe Browser, which is nothing more than Google Chrome technically, and the particular website, Google's website actually, Google's G Suite, does copy to the clipboard. So I thought that was a bit rich. They won't let me, but they let themselves. So I need to know how they're doing it so I can just update mine accordingly. So, but there is a new website actually in production. I wanted to get it out a while ago, but yes, over the next few weeks, you'll see the new website. It's on a different URL at the moment. So for the people who are here, I've just put it on a temporary one at the moment called Easy Software Solutions. But this is going to be the new look and feel of the Noyantis website.
Oh, nice.
With the Clarion templates, of course. Yeah, so.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it looks good.
Yes, it's one of them. You want to put time to it, but you're busy doing the other stuff, so it's always on the back burner. But yeah, we do need to finish it off. And the reason for this is one, it looks nicer, and two, it's a lot more mobile friendly, web
Right.
friendly, so on and so forth. So if
Right.
we resize accordingly, the menu disappears and it now goes to one of these, and so on and so forth. So, but yes, it's all scalable. So there is that, and the portal, which is down at the bottom of the page, we should be able to jump to it, will now take you to our portal, and it's portal.noyantis.com, and this will also have a revamp as well. Might do it in H5 or might do it in a NetTalk server. Can't quite decide which way to go with it, to be honest. But that will be changed as well for the portal. So changes are afoot, but all for the good, all for the better.
Cool. Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions? Any other queries of anybody? Oh, Bill's got one. Oh, he's got the hand up anyway. Hi, Bill.
Hey, Andy, how are you today?
Yes, fine, thank you. Yourself?
No, not too bad. Hey,
Okay.
I just downloaded that new version of the report control
Yes.
and pulled in just a small app that I'd been playing with that was using your dictionary from the old your dictionary for your examples.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And I had one simple browse that was utilizing the customer file, and it had a browse and a form, and it was in legacy. And when I brought it, as soon as I opened it up with that new template, it threw up all kinds of GUID errors, which are simple enough to fix. But I'm glad I didn't have 100 browses.
A GUI. Right. Wait,
I could
which
tell you,
yeah. Can we just take a quick look?
I saved one for you.
Yeah. Okay. Let me make you presenter. Where are we? So you should get a prompt to say share your screen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is basically what it threw up, but it threw it up for every item, and it did the same thing in the browse window as well. I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can get out of here and because it's not a big deal. So to fix it, so I'll just cancel. Are you sure you want to cancel? Yes. Do you want to save your changes? Okay. So I went into legacy reports.
Is this a local app which you for yourself, or did I supply that? I don't know if it's an
No,
old
it's a local. It was a local app I did.
But no problem.
Yeah, it was, and it was working. I had it compiling and everything the other day. I was just playing around with it, and it's a legacy utilizing the
The legacy shouldn't
browse
really.
enhancer. And see how it comes up on unknown variables were detected, and I click OK, and then the test browse one and here. And if you look at them, it has no data over here. So I had to go to the data tables. Well, I had to bring it up here first. And then I know I did this somewhere here. Oh, I know what it is.
I've got a couple of legacy examples here. I'm going to try them in a second. We'll switch back in a minute just to, because we really shouldn't have any. This upgrade is really small. One fix and thingy, so it really shouldn't be having any effect on an application.
Yeah, here's the test browse, and now it doesn't want to come up. But I need to add the. Oh, come on, it worked earlier. Maybe now it'll come up. Data tables. Huh, I can't get that to open now, and it did earlier.
Well, let me, just while you're doing that, I'm just going to switch back to myself, and I've got the really old apps. I don't think I've opened the legacy ones for a while. Not that it'll make any difference, to be honest, but let's just do that anyway. Just while you're doing that, let's just switch back to mine. Okie dokie. Got that command bars. Probably somewhere in my old tests. Let's have a quick look. Well, first of all, we'll open up the normal example one. Let's just make sure that, the one what gets shipped with the application. Let's move that to there. And while we're doing that, I'll find an old legacy as well. So this is the example, it's a C8 app, because they get shipped in C8 format. And let's just make sure that upgrades, which really can't see why it wouldn't. While that's doing that, let's find some old ones. Okay, it looks like I've got one there, back from 2015.
And then this was a legacy one, so.
Yeah, this is the ABC. This is the standard one what gets shipped with the application. So, yeah, so that's good. That's kind of what we expected. And then I've got one. It was in my tests in progress called Legacy. So let's just. I don't even know what this one is. It's a report control legacy. It looks like it. So let's just take a look at that. It's 2015, so it's a good 3 and a bit years old. 63 one, yeah. Okay. Let's bring that up to there.
No, yours didn't do it.
Presuming these are just straightforward. Yes, a legacy report control. So, I don't know, Bill. Apologies. There'd be no reason why that upgrade would do anything to the app. It could be a really bad case of bad timing. But yeah, there should be no reason why it wouldn't just open up as normal. Especially this last change. The last changes has been more class-based changes, except for prompting for a couple of template the warning message and the warning title on the ad row ad block clash. There's not been any real template changes to it. It was all class based. So yeah, nothing should ever upset your app at any time. So no apologies for that. I don't quite know what's gone on. Pass.
It was just a junk one I was just playing with anyway, so it didn't really matter.
Well, if you see it again, obviously, let me know. I really wouldn't expect it, but I wouldn't have expected it in the first place on that one. So, yeah, if you see it again, do get in touch. But I wouldn't. I wouldn't expect it if you're going into your live apps. As always, keep a backup, so on and so forth, and that. But I think you should be fine. Famous last words.
Oh, I bet you I know. And when I installed it, had already when I had brought it up on my machine to show you guys, it had already converted the file had already done the conversion
Right.
where the first time when I brought it up, it did that conversion from that C8, and that's probably where those GUID problems came in.
Well, it wouldn't be the demo app that we ship out is ABC. I don't think we ship out a legacy one.
No, but I used your. No, I was using your dictionary.
Oh, right. Sorry, I understand. There's every chance. If you copied that across. So take me through the steps again. Then you had your app, but this was something which was already working the other day. You just applied the new template and compiled. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was working the other day, and I installed it, but I had it loaded in your. I had it loaded in your
example.
In your directory, your examples directory.
Oh,
so
right.
when I installed the new version, it overwrote the dictionary with the older dictionary, and it did the conversion.
Yep, and then you've got your GUIDs there. That's fine. That's perfect. Well, it's not because it's screwed up your little test app. But my point being is, it would have upgraded, as you just said, it would have upgraded from the C8 up to C10 or whatever you're in at the moment. Give them all new GUIDs, but of course your application would have been pointing to the old one with old GUIDs. Hence why it's all gone awry. So yes, that does make sense now.
Yeah, that's probably all. I didn't even think about that.
No, you had me worried there. You had me panicking, but that's okay. We as long as we can put in some reason behind it, then that's fine. So, any other questions or queries off anybody? It could be a quiet one. No. No. Oh well. Well, wait just a couple of minutes then. So we said about future updates, obviously on the report control. The calendar is also getting some changes being flushed through at the moment, and the changes what coming to the calendar are the introduction of the owner concept, if you will, for your calendar events. So the idea is that you can give each individual event basically an owner of that event, and then as you've already got control over which events can be edited at the moment, so you can say only allow future ones to be moved or edited, only allow historical ones or only allow current ones, that type of approach, then you will also be able to tie in the ownership of it. So it might be that you are running an appointment book with 5 different people's books all being displayed at once, or 5 different schedules, if you will, but five different entities of data being shown on the calendar at once. And the idea is you might want to be able to edit your own, but not allow anybody else to edit yours. So this is where the concept of ownership will come in. So that'll be a new feature coming into the next calendar, along with the actual links to our Chillcat product, because what we've been asked for quite a few times is the ability for the calendar to talk to online calendars. We do it already in a couple of applications where they've got a live link, so the calendar loads up. We have multiple people, so you've got, imagine they've got your calendar with myself and let's say Wendy, two users in the calendar. So you've got 2 columns, two schedules, if you will, and both are linked to different G Suite accounts, and basically they both live link to G Suite. So Wendy could be on her phone, move an event, and the calendar refreshes accordingly. And likewise, you can move something in the calendar. We do that in our applications. Users like it. We're also going to be working on the link to the Office 365 suite as well, the calendar of that. So basically what we're going to do it as a separate product and so on and so forth, but it's just going to be easier if we allow for the link within the calendar for the Chillcat class. And then if you do have that turned on, it will do all the linkage for you. But of course, you'll need the Chillcat product. That can't do anything without that. But so basically, you will have online updating for the calendar product. So that's a nice step forward for that. Right. Well, still watching the questions. None coming up, so it looks like it could be an early finish, unless anyone's got any no questions, no ideas. It's all very quiet.
I'm going to ask about multi-DLL.
Multi-DLL. Now is I did promise it before the end of the year, and you will get it before the end of the year. That still stands, definitely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Then I can use all these new things you keep coming up with.
All the templates are getting a bit of love at the moment, which is good because they move on all the time. But just of late, we have been getting quite a few updates out, and we've got some others planned for the other products and all. Some of them it's hard to push on really past where they are now. You can do little tweaks and so on, but some of them have still got a lot more room for a lot more enhancements. So they will be coming through. But as for the multi-DLL, I'll do the command bar. In fact, if it is an early finish today, then I might try and get that fix out now. But then, before doing other changes, maybe it is I'll finish off those changes, the multi-DLL, and get them out. In fact, it would kind of make sense, that, to be honest. So yes, I will do. So there you go. I've got it. By next week, you'll see another command bar out and possibly task panel / shortcut bar tomorrow. By next week, we'll be on the multi-DLL. We'll start pushing them through. If that said, I have got a day and a bit. I've got to go travelling this week for my daughter's graduation from university. So I've got to go and do the family duties and go and attend that, which is very good. But when I'm back in the office, I will carry on with those. So by next week, you're welcome to actually ask John where we're up to on them, and I should be able to say that one's done, that one's done, that one's in progress. How does that sound?
That sounds awesome.
Very good. Like I say, they all will need doing at the same time because of the nature of the change, but that's not a bad thing. So I think we've already brought the back of it with most of the work. It's a matter of proving the export of the main data DLL, the globals, and making sure the reg-free com still works from the main app exe, and the rest of it is just laborious changes where we're using the globals instead of template variables. That's it. I think we more or less did that during our previous sessions. So yes, we will. Very much doubt you'll get it before December, but you will have them before the end of the year. That much is the promise.
All right, I'll take it.
Cool. Okay. Well, I suppose we're going an hour. There's no other questions, no other ideas. So it's a good turnout, but I think we're going to wrap it up. It's an early finish. So thank you, everybody, and until next week, I shall see you then.
Bye, Andy.
Thanks. Bye.